You asked me to figure out where this video was recorded, so I did. Hi, I'm Jose Monkey, and I find people who ask to be found. This is one of those videos that looks impossibly hard at first, but if you look at the clues and connect the dots, the location reveals itself. By the way, stick around until the end of the video because I have something new that I'm going to do that I think you guys might like. So what can we see? The video shows us a view from a parking lot, and in this case, the stores are kind of far away and a little bit hard to see. Closer to the camera here, we have what looks like a restaurant, though I got the sense from the state of the parking lot and the building itself that maybe it was temporarily or permanently closed. Looking at those stores a little farther out, I saw what looked like it was probably a Five Guys logo. And on the left side, we could see another store, which looked to me like maybe it was a Wells Fargo bank at first, but the more I looked at it, the more I thought maybe it was an Advance Auto Parts. And right next to the Five Guys, I saw a sign that said Bargain Something. I also noticed that there were tall electrical transmission towers behind the stores. As the camera keeps turning to the left, we can see some other buildings here, including this building that looks sort of like apartments or maybe a hotel. And then the person turns the camera all the way back to the right, and we see a couple cars, but no license plates. Okay, so there are like 1,500 Five Guys locations in the US, and there are over 4,000 Advanced Auto Parts locations. So I was worried that those two clues alone were going to be not enough to narrow this down. I did notice, though, that both of those businesses seem to have more locations on the East Coast, and Five Guys in particular seem to be concentrated in the Mid-Atlantic region. I went back to that sign that said Bargain Something. Now, the first thing I thought when I saw it, actually, was that it was an Ollie's Bargain outlet. But I was thinking that Ollie's is kind of like a regional store, and I've seen a few of them in different places, but I didn't think that that was what it was. I figured that's just what I thought of because I've seen one of those before. But whatever it was, I was pretty sure that stores with the word bargain in the name were probably less common than the other stores we were seeing here. So I decided to search for Five Guys locations that were very close to stores that had the word bargain in the name. And I cast a pretty wide net looking at most of the eastern United States, and in the entire area that I checked, there was only one location in the OpenStreetMap that matched those criteria. And that was it. You are here, in this parking lot, in Dundalk, Maryland. I used Google Street View to confirm the view of that restaurant, which is in fact closed and appears to have been a Denny's. I could also see the stores with the power lines. I verified the view of those apartments that we see in your video. And I got a closer look at the stores, and guys, it wasn't Ollie's. Apparently, Ollie's has like 500 stores in 29 states. Who knew? And based on the clues in your video, I was able to determine that you were standing right here by this lamppost. Okay, time for the new thing I mentioned. Sometimes when I find a place, I realize that it's very close to another place that I've found previously. And usually if I notice that, I point it out to you guys, but I don't always notice unless the name of the town is exactly the same. But I got to thinking that it might be fun to tell you guys what was the nearest previous location to any new location I find. And I figured sometimes we'd find that it was very close, and other times maybe we'd find that it was like very far away from any previous location. So I decided I would start doing that at the end of each video, and because I'm a giant nerd, I wrote some code to make a custom function in my spreadsheet, so whenever I add a new location, I can see what are the previous locations that are closest to that one. And in this case, the closest previous location was in Rosedale, Maryland in episode 31. That's only about 4 miles or 7 kilometers away from this spot. Guys, check out the map of all the places I've found so far from the videos you've tagged me in. And while you're on my site, maybe go check out my store if you want to pick up a mug or a t-shirt or a sticker or something. And if anybody else wants me to find them, record a video where you say, "Find me, Jose Monkey," or something like that on camera, or hold up a sign that says something similar. And don't forget to tag me in a comment on that video.